Hey guys, this is your boy Dino aka DRP here. Welcome back to another video to my channel. Another video of me actually reviewing a reviewing a movie that I went to watch. I mean, it's been a while since I've done this sort of video. Even though I've went to watch a decent amount of movies in the past few months, I haven't exactly come across to reviewing any of them. However, I had to talk about this one, Suzume, the new addition to Makoto Shinkai's films that he's done. I went to watch it yesterday, so I was meant to watch it on the 17th. However, I had work the next day and I checked up on times to see whether I can watch it. And in the cinemas that I normally go to wasn't there, but it was in another cinema that I could go to watch it yesterday. So yesterday was a half day, thankfully, and today was a day off. So I was like, fuck it, I'm going. After work, I came back home, quickly got ready, went there, went ahead and watched it. And yeah, it was, you know what it is with Makoto Shinkai, yeah? I've seen, out of all of his movies, I've seen 3 movies so far from his movie. No, wait, 3 or 4? 4th, actually. This is, Suzume is actually the 4th movie, if I'm not mistaken. So I've watched Your Name. All of them are, well, except for one, all the others I went to watch in the cinemas. I watched Your Name in the cinema. Fucking stunning movie. I was like, it came out in 2016. I was absolutely gobsmacked with how it looks. Then I watched Garden of Words. That was the only movie that I didn't go to the cinemas for. Garden of Words I've watched. Then it was Weathering With You. And then Suzume, the latest edition. I gotta say, Makoto Shinkai's films always has this magical presence. It always has this sort of magical presence that it zaps you in straight away when you're watching a Makoto Shinkai film. You can tell, just automatically, in my opinion, from watching 4 movies of Makoto Shinkai's films so far, when it comes to Makoto Shinkai's films, there's 2 things you don't have to worry about. One, the animation of the film is gonna be fucking gorgeous no matter what. Makoto Shinkai has never disappointed when it came to the animations of the film. It looks absolutely stunning. Not just Suzume, but in all the other films. That's one thing you never need to worry about. And it's the same thing with Suzume. Suzume, when it comes to Makoto Shinkai's films, Suzume, animations and the soundtrack, both of them are gonna be top tier no matter what from Makoto Shinkai. Those are the 2 things you technically don't have to worry about. They're gonna go in and you're always gonna be treated with such pure grace, greatness from Makoto Shinkai when it comes to animation and the soundtrack, of any movie he does, really. So already, I knew, I went into this movie thinking, yeah, the animation is gonna be fucking ridiculous and the soundtrack's going to be amazing, and it did not disappoint at all. So that's where it comes down to the storyline. Now that's where I would actually see, okay, what's actually going on in the storyline. So Suzume, if I can't talk about it too much, obviously I'm going to try to keep this a spoiler free as much as possible, or I'm going to definitely keep it like that. Yeah, so basically it's about this girl called Suzume, who actually helps closing doors on disasters. It's really hard to explain. It's kind of like disasters that are about to come onto, the world that she lives in, and she basically has to try closing these doors so that the calamity, as you would say, does not come upon Japan and eventually the world itself. So it's definitely got a supernatural genre to it, which has always been apart from Garden of Words, every other film I've watched has always had a supernatural genre, and I'm starting to think whether that's if that's a Makoto Shinkai thing. I'm assuming it's pretty confident. I'm pretty confident in saying that it's a Makoto Shinkai thing, where Shinkai just goes with the supernatural genres. And it's basically and these sort of storylines, especially the sort of storyline he's done, it's not too different. Like there's certain aspects in this film, like in terms of the storyline, could have similarities with his previous movies. Is all I can say. So maybe some people might not be as invested because they've seen this sort of story before. Therefore, they won't be as invested. They'll be like, and whatnot. Honestly, the story was still good. I still found the story very. If anything, I felt like the story was a bit better in this movie than it was with Weathering with You and Your Name. Like, yes. Now, here's the thing. Here's why I'm saying this, okay? Normally, when it comes to Makoto Shinkai, plus again, Your Name and Weathering with You, especially, or even Garden of Words. Garden of Words, I don't, from what I remember, it wasn't a supernatural movie. Definitely not a supernatural movie. It was a lot more realistic. It was definitely more realistic than the other three movies. Just because of the fact there was no supernatural aspects to it. But those three movies, what it did have that Suzume, I guess, didn't have too much in detail was romance. Now, in all of his movies that I've watched before Suzume, there's always been a mixture of supernatural genre with romantic aspects, between the main leads in the story, and especially Your Name, Weathering with You, Garden of Words. There's always a lot of moments in the movie where the main leads have some sort of connection that then develops even more and it becomes to a possible romance, right? And Your Name did a great job of it, as we could all remember. Weathering with You did a pretty decent job of it as well. However, in Suzume, I don't know whether Makoto Shinkai was actually gunning for this, but it felt like the romance aspect wasn't there as much. It felt like maybe it's because he wanted to, I guess, focus a bit more into the story, I guess, which is fine. If anything, it was cool. But then again, you could say like it wasn't as focused, the romance aspect. Like you'd see little moments here and there where they would mention, romantic stuffs, or the whole topic even comes out, in certain moments here and there, where someone would ask someone else, "Oh, is this your boyfriend?" And they'll be like, "What are you on about?" Those sort of things. However, when it gets, I guess, near to the end of the film, it does feel like to some people it may feel like it may have been a bit rushed in the romantic department, I guess. But that's just probably me. Maybe because there wasn't enough build up to that moment, like Your Name or Weathering with You did. Your Name did a fantastic job of it, right? But here, it felt like even though there were, romantic aspects to it, I felt like it could have been a bit more fleshed out, a bit more build up to it. You get what I mean? That way it would have made it look a little better. But here, it wasn't as prominent, I guess, the whole romance in this movie wasn't as prominent. So therefore, when some things did happen, it still looked cute. Don't get me wrong, it still looked great. But I can see some people would be thinking it looks forced or rushed. That's probably just, all of me saying all of this could just be me nitpicking. And I'm sorry if it comes that way. Not my intention. Suzume, in my opinion, the storyline was absolutely amazing. I felt like if anything, Suzume's storyline, I was a bit more invested in it than I was with. You see, when I say a bit more invested, that doesn't mean I wasn't invested in storylines of like Your Name and Weathering with You. Don't get me wrong. That's not what I'm trying to say. If anything, Suzume hooked me in a lot faster than it did with Your Name and Weathering with You. I think it's probably because Suzume, shit just goes down within the first 10-15 minutes, like I would say good within the 10 to 15 minute mark, it starts kicking in, like already in. And therefore, and plus the movie itself was just over 2 hours long, so I guess they had enough time to actually talk about what the phenomenon is, the calamity, the catastrophic events that does happen upon the world when the door does open, and why it should be closed at all times. They do go a bit more in depth about it and what actually happens if the door is not closed, and what happens to the world and Japan, and how she goes about saving it. You get what I mean? So this sort of formula is kind of done before in Makoto Shinkai's past projects, right? But I just felt like the story was, I think there was a lot more time for the storyline in this to be fleshed out well, and it did. And it's probably why, and a lot of the moments, like within the storyline of them trying to close the doors, it actually looked good. Like it was a lot more intense. There was a lot more intensity in this. I noticed that. I felt like the intensity in this film was definitely much more than what I've seen in Your Name and Weathering With You. Or I might be wrong about that because it's been a while since I've seen the last two movies. I might have to go back to watch them again. But from what I can remember, Suzume's intensity was a lot more there. I don't know, it's hard to tell. Like the intensity in Suzume when they're trying to close the doors, stopping catastrophic events from happening, it was just a lot more. The intensity was there a lot more. But overall, I really enjoyed the movie. Like the movie was very, very enjoyable. Certain moments, certain aspects of the movie, you could tell, you could I guess say it's a formula that has kind of been used before, like the genres, the way you went about doing the supernatural things, storyline. I guess certain storylines, certain aspects of the storyline you could say is similar to his past projects. But otherwise, animation and soundtrack, those two things, Makoto Shinkai never fails. And that's one thing. Like it's probably one of the best things about Suzume. It's a stunning movie to watch. Like visually one of the best movies I've watched. Like visually one of the best anime movies I've watched in recent times, period. Like I don't care. So I don't care what anyone else says. So honestly, I would give this movie a solid 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. And like I said, I have spoken about, I guess, the possible issues with it, but then that's probably just me nitpicking. Shit, my finger. That's probably just me nitpicking, but otherwise, like the majority of the film, I really enjoyed it. I genuinely enjoyed it. A lot of aspects in the film that I've noticed made me think, are the people in Japan this nice? You get what I mean? Like the people who've watched the movie, I think you would understand what I mean, because I can't really say too much in detail what about, but it's just how Suzume, as she's kind of like traveling to try to close these doors from calamity from happening upon the world, right? She ends up meeting new people. I'm not going to mention who they are, but when she's had interactions with them, it does make me think, are the people in Japan always this like so friendly and nice, like upon arrival? Like you see them and they're like the nicest. They treat you like you're their longtime friend. You know what I mean? Are they really that nice? Like upon like seeing them for the first time? I don't know. I've never been to Japan, but it does make me wonder when I was watching this film. I was like, wow, that's crazy. They've only seen each other for the first time. Like, what the fuck? But no, this was a really good movie. I genuinely enjoyed it. I may have been talking too much right now. But I would definitely suggest you guys watching this in the cinemas. I don't know how long it's going to be in the cinemas for, how long it's going to keep on running in the cinemas. So I would say if you guys do have the chance, go and fucking watch it. It's a fucking spectacle. It's yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And then the video right here, guys. Thank you so much for watching my review video of me reviewing Suzume today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did enjoy today's video, be sure to smash the like button, comment and share those good things to see more content of me doing more I guess movie reviews like this in the future. If you guys do enjoy it, I don't know. If you guys are new to the channel, consider hitting the subscribe button and join the DRP Guild today so you don't miss a single video from my channel. Those reactions to movie reviews videos, reactions to live, reactions to anime, any other reaction videos make up the series, get to see on this channel. So be sure to comment, subscribe, and most importantly, have fun and join the journey with me. So as always, guys, this is your boy Dina signing out. Have a nice day, stay awesome, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So until then, peace.